There is a sacred moment available to every human being, though few ever recognize its power. A moment that comes quietly, every evening, slipping into your awareness like a soft tide smoothing the edges of a worn shore. It asks nothing of you. It does not demand discipline or strain. It does not ask you to climb, to push, to force. Instead, it invites you to descend into silence, into softness, into the fertile ground where your imagination becomes creation. This moment is the threshold between waking and sleep, the moment your mind loosens its grip on the physical world, the moment your conscious defenses relax and the deeper self awakens. This is the moment Neville Goddard called the state akin to sleep, the holy doorway through which your desires pass into manifestation. And tonight, you walk through that doorway with intention, with clarity, with truth pulsing through your awareness like a quiet flame. Tonight, you do not fall asleep hoping. You fall asleep from the wish fulfilled, embodying the end so completely that your subconscious accepts it as law. For what you assume in this sacred state is not a suggestion. It is a decree. It becomes your identity, and identity becomes destiny. You are not here to learn a technique. You are here to awaken to who you already are. Before we move deeper, let me speak this plainly and without hesitation. You are not separate from the creative power of God. Scripture says, "In him we live and move and have our being." And again, the kingdom of God is within you. If the kingdom is within you, then creation is within you. If creation is within you, then imagination is divine. And if imagination is divine, then what you feel and assume are not fantasies. They are spiritual seeds that must take form. Neville said, "Man is all imagination, and God is man and exists in us and we in him." You were created in the image of God, not in form, in function, to imagine, to assume, to speak inwardly, to embody the unseen, to bring forth what did not yet appear. You do not manifest through force. You manifest through identity. And identity is shaped in the silence before sleep. As daylight fades, your brain shifts naturally into a slower rhythm. The analytical mind steps back. The survival mind quiets. The emotional noise settles. And the door to the subconscious swings open. In that opening, your imagination becomes vivid. Your awareness becomes receptive. Your assumptions become powerful. Your feelings become commands. Biology tells us that in this transitional state theta, the border of sleep, the brain absorbs impressions at its highest capacity. Physics tells us the observer collapses possibility into form. Scripture tells us, "As he thinketh in his heart, so is he." 3 languages, 1 law. What you accept in stillness becomes the shape of your life. But most people fall asleep in fear, in doubt, in longing, in incompleteness, and so they plant seeds of delay, of struggle, of separation. Tonight, you reverse that. Tonight, you fall asleep as the one who already has. Tonight, you plant seeds of fulfillment. Before you imagine anything, you must become someone, not through acting, not through pretending, not through affirming until your voice tires. You become the one who has, not by force, but by awareness. Ask yourself, if my desire were fulfilled right now, who would I be? Not what would I own, not how would my circumstances look, but who would I be? What would my breath feel like? What would my posture become? What frequency would I radiate? What would settle in my chest? What peace would rise behind my heart? What gratitude would flow naturally through my thoughts? Identity is not external, it is internal atmosphere. A shift in tone, a shift in feeling, a shift in quiet assumptions about who you are. This is the version of you that must enter sleep. You do not need a long visualization. You do not need a complicated story. The subconscious accepts simplicity with far more power. Choose one scene, one moment that implies the fulfillment of your desire. A hand clasping yours in celebration. A message saying everything worked out. A peaceful moment in your new home. A warm embrace from someone you love. Your bank statement showing the abundance you expected. Just one moment. Small but meaningful. Simple but final. The subconscious does not need details. It only needs implication. Neville said, "The end is where we begin." You do not imagine the process. You imagine the proof. Close your eyes. Let the outer world dissolve. Let the muscles in your face relax. Let your breath soften into the gentle rhythm of surrender. Now, step into the scene, not as an observer, as a participant, as the main character of the story that God is writing through your imagination. Hear the sounds, feel the textures, sense the warmth, smell the air, look through your own eyes. Do not analyze, do not judge, do not force. Simply be there, because you belong there. Let the joy rise naturally. Let the peace feel familiar. Let the relief fill your chest like warm light. You are not imagining something new. You are remembering something true. God placed the desire in you because the fulfillment already exists in the unseen. There comes a moment in imagination where something shifts. The scene stops feeling like a future possibility and begins feeling like a present reality. Your nervous system accepts it. Your subconscious receives it. Your heart recognizes it. This moment is sacred. This moment is creation. This moment is the merging of identity and destiny. It may come as warmth in the chest. It may come as tears. It may come as a gentle wave of peace. It may come as the quiet knowing that says, yes, this is mine. This is what Jesus meant when he said, when you pray, believe you have received it and it will be yours. Not will receive. Not will one day. Have already received. Feeling makes it real. Faith seals it. Sleep delivers it. Now let yourself drift, not away from the scene, but deeper into its truth. You are not leaving the wish fulfilled behind. You are sinking into it. Let the edges soften. Let the images blur into feeling. Let the feeling become the last thing you know before sleep. Neville said, your subconscious will honor your assumption while you sleep. This is why sleep is holy. This is why the end of the day is the beginning of creation. This is why the fulfilled state before sleep becomes the manifested state upon waking. As you drift toward dreams, you do so as the one who already has, the one who already is, the one who already knows. Nothing else is required of you. For creation is not born of effort, only alignment. When you fall asleep in the end, the world begins to shift in ways you cannot anticipate. Invisible conversation moves, hearts soften, opportunities rise, paths open, people remember you, money finds you, solutions appear, synchronicities multiply. Not because you fought for it, but because you became aligned with it. Neville called this the bridge of incidents. Scripture calls it the way made straight. Psychology calls it subconscious guidance. Physics calls it coherence. All of it is the same. All of it says this: your identity commands your reality. And when identity changes before sleep, reality changes after waking. When doubt arises, and it may, you do not fight it. You do not argue. You do not plead. You return to the end. One breath, one feeling, 1 second of remembering. This dissolves doubt like sunlight dissolves fog, because the end is more powerful than any passing emotion. Neville said, persist in the assumption, and it will harden into fact. Not effort. Persistence. Identity held gently but consistently. Feeling touched lightly but truthfully. Because divine law listens to the quietest whisper of faith more than the loudest cry of fear. Now, allow yourself to enter the final sanctuary of this teaching, a place beyond words, beyond thought, beyond effort, a place where you fall asleep from the wish fulfilled, not toward it, not hoping for it, not asking for it, not waiting for it. From it, from the end, from the completion, from the identity of the one whose prayer has already been answered. Let your breath slow, let your eyes soften, let your heart rest. You have crossed the threshold. You have entered the kingdom within. You have become the one who has. You have planted the seed of fulfillment. You have aligned with the divine pattern of your desire. Now sleep. Sleep in completion. Sleep in peace. Sleep in gratitude. Sleep in the identity that God Himself has whispered into your imagination. For tonight, your imagination has created the path. Your feeling has sealed the truth. Your faith has set the law in motion. And the world faithful to the God who formed it will rearrange itself to reflect who you have become. Fall asleep, beloved soul, from the wish fulfilled, for it is finished. It is done. It is yours. As you deepen into this practice, you will begin to notice something extraordinary. The outer world, loses its ability to disturb you, not because you are ignoring it, and not because you are suppressing anything, but because you recognize the simple, eternal truth. The outer world is the echo, not the source. It is the afterglow of a previous state. It is the reflection of who you used to be. It is the shadow cast by an old assumption you have now outgrown. So when circumstances contradict your desired end, you do not panic. You do not analyze. You do not collapse into fear. You let the old world fade, for it is already fading. It is already weakening. It is already dissolving under the weight of your new identity. This is why Scripture reminds, the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Your unseen inner state is more real, more stable, more powerful than anything that stands before your eyes. So even as life continues its daily rhythm, you walk through it like someone who knows a secret. Because you do, you carry the fulfilled state inside you, and nothing outside you can override it. There's a paradox you will begin to feel. You will become more active, but less strained, more present, but less attached, more decisive, but less anxious. This is the energy of someone who has become their desire. You do not wait for opportunity. You move with the quiet assurance that opportunity is already seeking you. You do not hesitate when doors open, because you understand you created the door. You do not cling to outcomes, because you know creation has already been sealed. This is not passivity. This is not laziness. This is spiritual alignment, the calm authority of someone who knows that God works through them, not instead of them. Your actions now flow from identity, not insecurity. Your choices now flow from abundance, not from fear. Your voice carries a steadiness, a certainty, a grounded tone that others will feel even before they understand it. This is the evidence of someone who falls asleep from the wish fulfilled. The world begins to read your inner state before you ever speak a word. One of the most profound changes you will notice is this. Your peace begins to influence the atmosphere around you. People feel calmer in your presence. Situations resolve more easily. Tension dissolves before it takes root. Opportunities flow more freely, because peace is not passive. Peace is magnetic. When you fall asleep in fulfillment, you wake up radiating the frequency of completion. And completion is compelling. Completion is attractive. Completion is powerful. Nothing rushes to a person who is rushing. Everything flows to a person who is still. Scripture says, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not immobility. Stillness is the recognition of sovereignty, that the law of consciousness is unfolding on your behalf, and the world takes its cue from you. It mirrors your inner state so faithfully that you can measure your identity by the way life responds. When you are fulfilled internally, life becomes orderly externally. When you rest in the end, life walks you toward it. When you abide in peace, external chaos cannot touch you. This is the gift of inner stillness. This is the reward of falling asleep from the wish fulfilled. This is the birthright of the awakened soul, XIV. The invisible companion, God moves with you. Every moment you spend in the fulfilled state is a moment spent in communion with the divine, because the divine lives in fulfillment, never in lack. God does not speak in the language of fear. God does not guide you through anxiety. God does not inspire you through scarcity. God speaks through peace. God guides through desire. God moves through imagination. God creates through feeling. When you fall asleep in the wish fulfilled, you align yourself with the mind of Christ, the consciousness that holds no doubt, no fear, no separation. This is why Jesus said, "According to your faith be it unto you." Faith is not belief in a distant power. Faith is belief in the divine that lives within your own imagination. And as you walk through your day, the divine moves with you. A whisper of intuition rises at the perfect moment. A chance meeting becomes a turning point. A delayed event becomes a blessing. A closed door reveals something better behind it. A forgotten dream stirs again with new clarity. This is not coincidence. This is companionship. This is the guidance of a God who responds to your inner state, because he dwells within it. There comes a moment, subtle yet unmistakable, when you realize the wish fulfilled is no longer something you imagine. It is someone you are. Your tone changes. Your posture changes. Your choices shift. Your energy settles. Your thoughts soften. Your reactions slow. And most importantly, your desire no longer feels like desire. It feels like memory. It feels like a truth that has always been yours. This is the final threshold, the point where the inner world and outer world merge, the point where manifestation is not simply possible, it is inevitable. You no longer work to manifest. Your identity manifests for you. Your presence manifests for you. Your belief speaks more loudly than your words. Your faith shapes the field around you. Neville said, "The feeling of the wish fulfilled, if persisted in, will harden into fact." And you have persisted, not through force, but through becoming. And what hardens into fact now is not merely a desire, but a destiny. Now we return once more to the night, to the bed where your body rests and your spirit creates, to the silence where imagination becomes the architect of your world, to the threshold where you surrender the outer and embrace the inner. Tonight, as you lie down, you do so not as the seeker, but as the fulfilled one. You do not enter sleep with longing. You enter sleep with gratitude. You do not enter sleep with questions. You enter sleep with knowing. You do not enter sleep with anticipation. You enter sleep with completion. Let the feeling expand in your chest, warm, familiar, anchored. Let it settle into your breath, slow, steady, certain. Let it whisper through your awareness, "This is who I am now." The world will rearrange itself. The bridge will appear. The path will unfold. The people will respond. The opportunities will form. The blessing will manifest. Because you, beloved soul, have become the one who has already received. Fall asleep now, not as the one who dreams, but as the one who remembers. Not as the one who hopes, but as the one who knows. Not as the one who waits, but as the one who is. For it is done. It is finished. It is yours. As you walk through the days following this practice, something subtle yet profound begins to happen. Your reactions shift. Your inner voice softens. Your expectations rise. Your default state becomes calm instead of anxious, certain instead of doubtful, fulfilled instead of yearning. These are not coincidences. These are the signs that your inner world has changed, that your subconscious has accepted the new identity, that the old self is dissolving like a shadow in morning light. You may notice that things which used to trigger fear now inspire curiosity. You may find yourself speaking more gently to your own heart. You may catch yourself responding with compassion where old patterns demanded panic. You may feel a quiet sense of rightness about the direction of your life, even when the outward circumstances are still adjusting. This is the inner confirmation that your manifestation is already in motion, not because the world has changed first, but because you have. Neville said, "You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are." You have become the fulfilled one, and the world is beginning to bow to that identity. There is a confidence that comes from force, a brittle, loud, superficial certainty that depends on constant reassurance and external validation. That is not the confidence of the fulfilled self. The quiet confidence of the fulfilled self is different. It is soft, but unshakable. It is calm, but powerful. It is humble, but radiant. It is the confidence that comes from knowing that your desire is not outside of you, but within you, alive, growing, forming, shaping the world you walk into. This confidence does not ask, "When will it happen?" It knows. It already has. I quote, "This confidence does not say, 'What should I do?' It says, 'My steps are ordered.'" This confidence does not panic when things shift. It recognizes the shift as evidence that the bridge of incidents is unfolding. This is the confidence Scripture speaks of when it says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Your faith is not blind. Your faith is the inner evidence. The feeling of the wish fulfilled that guarantees the outer evidence must follow. As your inner identity stabilizes, life begins to rearrange around you, quietly at first, then unmistakably. Old opportunities fall away to make room for new ones. People drift out of your life who no longer match your frequency. Sudden changes appear that might feel unexpected, but are actually precise, divinely orchestrated adjustments, moving you closer to your end. What once felt like chaos is now recognized as divine alignment. What once felt like delay is now seen as protection. What once felt like uncertainty is now experienced as transition. This is the world conforming itself to the identity you carry before sleep. And throughout your waking day, you do not need to understand every detail. You do not need to control every outcome. You do not need to fear every shift. You only need to trust the law. And the law is simple. The outer must conform to the inner, always, without exception, without delay once identity is complete. Each night, you return to the sanctuary of sleep, not to create from desperation, but to reinforce from fulfillment. You fall asleep as the one who has. You enter the dream state as the one who knows. You give your subconscious the same gentle command. This is who I am now. No strain, no fear, no urgency, just identity. Identity that grows stronger with each night. Identity that becomes easier with each breath. Identity that begins to feel like home. By the time your head rests on your pillow, the fulfilled feeling rises naturally, like a familiar friend greeting you at the door. Your imagination does not have to work hard anymore. It simply remembers. It remembers the end. It remembers the truth. It remembers the version of you that God already sees as complete. This is not repetition. This is deepening. There is a stillness that arrives only when you have become the thing you once desired. A stillness that does not need to convince. A stillness that does not need to force. A stillness that does not need applause or proof. This stillness is the signature of mastery, the signature of alignment, the signature of prayer answered before the world sees it. It is the same stillness Jesus carried when he said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me," before anything changed. This is the same stillness Neville spoke of when he said, "The fulfilled state must be assumed, regardless of the evidence of your senses." This stillness is not passivity. It is the quiet authority of one who has become. When you reach this stillness, manifestation is not just likely, it is imminent, because the world can only mirror what you consistently are, not what you try to be, not what you pretend to be, not what you occasionally feel, what you are. And you, dear soul, are now the fulfilled one. Now rest in this final revelation. You are not waiting for your manifestation. You are walking toward it, and it is walking toward you with equal certainty. Two currents meeting inevitably at the center of your unfolding life. Tonight, when you fall asleep, you are not stepping into darkness. You are stepping into creation. You are stepping into alignment. You are stepping into the unseen realm, where God finishes what your imagination has begun. Fall asleep as the one who has. Wake as the one who receives. Walk as the one who knows. For the seed is planted. The soil is fertile. The identity is complete. The law is in motion. And nothing can stop what has already been created in the unseen. So close your eyes gently. Let your breath soften. Let your heart settle and fall asleep, not in longing, but in fulfillment. Not in desire, but in completion. Not as the seeker, but as the one who has become. For the work is done. The law is sure. The promise is sealed. The fulfillment is yours. And now, beloved soul, let everything soften. Let everything slow. Let everything return to the quiet rhythm of your breath. For this is where the true conclusion lives. Not in more words, but in the stillness those words have awakened. You have walked through the inner corridors of your own being. You have touched the truth of creation within yourself. And now you stand at the threshold where nothing more is needed. Nothing more is required. Nothing more must be done. For the identity has taken root. The feeling has settled. The assumption has crystallized. The law has been set in motion. What remains is only rest, holy rest. The rest of one who knows that God, having begun a work within them, will finish it flawlessly. So let your shoulders drop. Let your mind loosen its grip. Let your heart open like a quiet dawn. You are not drifting into sleep. You are being carried into fulfillment. You are not fading out of consciousness. You are sinking into the deeper consciousness, where every prayer is answered the moment it is felt. You are not losing awareness. You are merging with the divine awareness that shaped you, lives in you, moves through you. Tonight, you enter the same stillness in which God created the heavens and the earth. Tonight, you enter the same silence from which every miracle takes form. Tonight, you enter the same inner kingdom that Christ said was already yours. And as sleep takes you gently by the hand, let this final truth echo softly through you, like a blessing resting on your spirit. I fall asleep in the fulfillment, and fulfillment will rise with me. Feel how right that sounds. How natural, how inevitable. This is not imagination anymore. This is not desire anymore. This is not effort or striving or hoping anymore. This is identity. This is completion. This is the end that becomes the beginning of everything you are about to receive. So close your eyes without fear. Close them without longing. Close them without doubt. Close them as the one who already has, who already is, who already knows, and allow the world you created within to rise gently around you as you sleep. For it is done. It is sealed. It is yours. Amen.
What if I told you that the world you see, the life you live, and the experiences you encounter are but a reflection of what you dare to believe? That beyond the veil of sight lies an infinite realm of possibilities, waiting, yearning to be revealed through the sheer force of faith. Not the wavering faith of mere hope, but the unwavering conviction that what you desire is already yours, even before your senses can confirm it. Faith is not blind, it is the most piercing vision of all. It does not wait for proof, it creates the proof. It does not ask for signs, it is the sign. When you dare to believe in the unseen as if it were already seen, you set the wheels of creation in motion. The world is but a mirror, faithfully reflecting back to you the images you hold within. Everything you will ever need, every dream you long to fulfill, and every door you wish to see open already exists within you. The key is not in the struggle of the outer world, but in the alignment of your inner world. Your thoughts, your feelings, your unwavering assumption of truth. These are the architects of your reality. Doubt whispers, see it first, then believe. But faith commands, believe first, and you shall see. This is the great secret, the divine law that governs creation. The moment you accept a thing as real in your mind, it begins to crystallize in the world of form. You are not a passive observer of life, you are the creator of it. Look beyond what your eyes reveal. Close them if you must, and see with the eye of faith. Feel the reality of your desire as though it were already fulfilled. Walk as if you already possess that which you seek, and watch as the unseen bends to the command of your inner certainty. Faith is the bridge between where you stand and where you wish to be. It is not an idle wish, but a living force. A force that shapes mountains, parts seas, and makes the impossible inevitable. Do not look to circumstances to confirm what is possible. Look within and declare it so. To those who say, I will believe it when I see it, I say you will see it only when you believe it. For the world around you is but a canvas upon which your beliefs are painted. Let those beliefs be bold, unwavering, and unshakable. Let them be rooted not in what is, but in what can be. What already is, in the realm of the unseen, waiting for your faith to call it forth. Faith is the unseen architect of all that you will ever experience. It does not rely on evidence from the senses, nor does it wait for the world to affirm its reality. Instead, it moves with the confidence of one who already knows the end from the beginning. When you embrace faith as the governing principle of your life, you no longer waver between doubt and belief. You no longer ask if your desires will manifest. You know they must, for faith is the law that governs creation itself. Look around you. Everything you see, every building, every invention, every great achievement, once existed solely in the unseen realm of thought. The minds that birthed these wonders did not wait for proof. They knew. They accepted their vision as reality before the world had any evidence of it. This is the way of creation. To bring forth what is unseen, you must first believe in it so completely that it becomes more real to you than what your eyes perceive. The mistake most people make is that they place their faith in the world outside of them rather than in the power within them. They look at conditions, at circumstances, at what others say is possible, and they allow these external things to dictate their beliefs. But faith does not concern itself with appearances. Faith transcends the limitations of time and space. Faith sees what is not yet visible and declares it done. Doubt is the destroyer of all possibility. It is the voice that whispers, "What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I'm only deceiving myself?" But hear me when I say the only deception is the belief in lack, in limitation, in impossibility. The only failure is the failure to believe. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is your ability to persist in faith, to remain unshaken no matter what the outer world presents. The world is simply a reflection of your inner state. It does not create, it only mirrors. If you believe yourself to be limited, your world will reflect limitation. If you believe yourself to be abundant, your world will overflow with abundance. This is not wishful thinking. This is law. The outer world must conform to the image you hold within. There is no other way. When you impress upon your mind the certainty of your desires, when you live from the state of the wish fulfilled, you shift your entire reality. You no longer beg, you no longer hope, you know. And in that knowing, in that deep and abiding faith, the unseen forces of creation move to bring forth what you have accepted as truth. Do not allow the evidence of your senses to shake your conviction. The senses are bound by the past, by what has been, but faith moves in the realm of what can be. If you allow yourself to be guided by what you see now, you will only repeat the same patterns, the same experiences over and over again. But if you dare to close your eyes and see with the inner vision of faith, you will call forth an entirely new reality. Think of the great figures throughout history who changed the course of the world. They did not wait for proof. They believed. They held within them a vision so clear, so absolute, that it had no choice but to materialize. They did not allow doubt to take root. They did not falter in their conviction. And because they remained steadfast in their belief, they bent reality to match their vision. This same power resides within you. There is no special gift required, no external force needed. The only thing required is the willingness to believe, fully, completely, without hesitation. If you can master this, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The problem is not that people lack faith. The problem is that they place their faith in the wrong things. They have faith in failure, in struggle, in disappointment. They believe in lack more than they believe in abundance. They trust in their fears more than they trust in their dreams. And so, their faith, misplaced as it is, delivers exactly what they expect. But when you shift your faith, when you direct it toward the unseen good that is waiting to manifest in your life, you will see miracles unfold before you. You will witness the impossible become possible. You will step into a reality that once seemed beyond your reach, only to realize it was always there, waiting for you to claim it. Faith is not passive. It does not wait idly, hoping for change. It acts, it assumes, it moves as though what is desired is already here. If you desire wealth, do not wait for it to come before you feel wealthy. Feel it now. Move through the world with the confidence of one who already possesses great abundance. If you desire love, do not wait for another to provide it. Become love itself. Live as though you are already cherished, already adored, and watch as the world reflects this back to you. This is not pretending, this is not wishful thinking, this is the law of assumption in action. You assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and by doing so you summon it into existence. The world has no choice but to obey. It is bound by the unseen forces that respond to your inner state. But you must persist. Faith that wavers is no faith at all. If you plant a seed and then dig it up each day to see if it is growing, you will never see the harvest. Faith is the patience to know that what has been set in motion must come to pass. It does not entertain doubt, for doubt is the only thing that can delay or derail the manifestation of your desires. Do not say, "I will believe when I see." Say instead, "I will see because I believe." This is the only truth that matters. All else is illusion. There is no power outside of you greater than the power within you. There is no force that can stop you except your own doubt. The moment you cast aside hesitation, the moment you embrace faith as the sole governing force of your life, the moment you step boldly into the unseen as though it were already made manifest, at that moment the universe bends to your will. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to be a victim of circumstances. You are here to create, to shape, to mold reality according to the vision you hold within. But you must believe before you see. You must walk in the assumption of your desire fulfilled before it is confirmed by the world. And when you do, you will marvel at the power you possess. You will stand in awe of the way life rearranges itself to match your inner conviction. You will no longer live as one who hopes. You will live as one who knows. And in that knowing, the unseen will become seen. The impossible will become inevitable, and your world will transform before your very eyes. Faith is the master key that unlocks the unseen, the force that calls forth that which is hidden into the realm of experience. It is not a mere wish, nor is it a desperate plea. It is the unwavering certainty that what is imagined, what is felt in the depths of your being, is more real than what your senses suggest. The world you see is only a shadow of what has already taken form in the unseen. The moment you claim a thing as yours in consciousness, it begins to weave itself into the fabric of reality, moving through the unseen corridors of existence until it stands fully formed before you. Most people live in response to the world, allowing their beliefs to be shaped by what their eyes perceive. They see lack, and so they believe in lack. They see struggle, and so they assume struggle must always be their lot. But faith does not look at the world and react. Faith looks within and creates. It does not take instruction from appearances, but gives instruction to them. If you wish to change what is seen, you must first alter what is unseen. If you desire a different reality, you must first believe it into being. This is why you cannot wait for evidence before believing. To do so is to misunderstand the very nature of creation. All things, whether great or small, grand or simple, first existed as unseen realities, formed in the silent chambers of thought and imagination before they emerge into the visible world. Nothing can exist in the outer world unless it first exists in the inner world. Your inner state is the blueprint from which your outer world is constructed. You are always creating, always shaping, always calling forth realities, whether you realize it or not. You need not struggle to bring forth what is already yours. The seed of your desire was planted within you for a reason, and the moment you claim it in faith, you initiate an unseen process that must bring it forth. But you must nurture that seed with unwavering belief. You must water it with conviction and shield it from the weeds of doubt. If you allow fear and uncertainty to take root, they will choke out the growth of that which was meant to flourish in your life. Think of the moments in your life when you were certain of an outcome before it happened. Perhaps you knew deep within you that an opportunity would come, and so it did. Perhaps you felt with absolute confidence that something wonderful was about to unfold, and reality responded in kind. These were not coincidences. They were the manifestations of your faith in action, proof that what you assume to be true in the depths of your being must eventually be made visible. But the greatest challenge most people face is that they do not persist in faith. They begin with belief, but when they do not see immediate results, they falter. They allow the world to dictate whether they should continue believing. But this is not faith. It is doubt disguised as hope. Faith does not ask how long will it take. Faith does not check for signs of progress. Faith knows that what is unseen is already as real as what is seen, and it holds firm in that. Do not be like the one who plants a seed and then digs it up each day to see if it is sprouted. Such a person will never see the harvest. Instead, be like the one who plants in confidence, knowing that the process of growth is unfolding beneath the surface, even when it cannot yet be seen. Hold your faith with that same certainty and watch as the unseen becomes visible in its appointed time. There is no force in existence that can withhold from you that which you claim in faith. There is no barrier, no obstacle, no circumstance that can stand against the power of a mind that knows what it wants and refuses to accept anything less. The world conforms to the convictions you hold most deeply. If you believe in limitation, you will experience limitation. If you believe in expansion, in abundance, in success, you will walk into a world that reflects exactly that. The key is to feel the reality of your desire as though it were already yours. Do not look at what is missing. Look at what is already present within you. Feel the joy of having, the gratitude of receiving, the certainty of being. Live from the end, from the place where your wish is already fulfilled. When you assume this state fully, the world has no choice but to yield to your assumption. Many will say, "But I see no sign of change. I see no proof that what I desire is coming to pass." To them I say, you are looking in the wrong place. The proof is not found in the world outside of you, but in the world within you. If you have claimed something in faith, if you have accepted it as your truth, then it is already done. The outer world will catch up in time, but the work of creation is complete the moment you believe. Doubt is the only thing that can delay your manifestations. Fear is the only thing that can block what is meant for you. If you find yourself wavering, remind yourself of this: the unseen is more real than the seen. Just as the roots of a great tree are hidden beneath the earth long before its branches reach toward the sky, so too is your manifestation taking shape in the unseen before it reveals itself to the senses. Faith is not about waiting, it is about knowing. It is about walking as though you already possess that which you seek. It is about moving through life with the certainty that what you have claimed is already yours. And when you walk in this knowing, the world must shift to accommodate the reality you have accepted. Do not concern yourself with how your desires will come to pass. The mind that is limited by the senses will always seek explanations, will always look for a logical path. But faith does not concern itself with logic. Faith knows that the unseen forces of life are far greater than human understanding. Faith does not ask how, it only declares it is done. You must persist. You must remain steadfast. Even when the world gives you every reason to doubt. Even when circumstances appear unchanged. Even when nothing seems to move. For what you see now is only the shadow of past beliefs. If you hold firm to your new assumption, the old reality will fade, and the new will take its place. This is not speculation, this is law. Everything in your life is the result of the beliefs you have accepted as true. Everything you have experienced, whether joyful or painful, has been shaped by the assumptions you have held within. And the moment you shift those assumptions, the moment you replace doubt with certainty, the moment you step fully into the state of knowing, everything must change. There is no need to struggle, there is no need to fight against what is. Simply turn your attention to what will be and accept it as your reality now. Walk in that state, live in that feeling, breathe in that truth, and watch as the world transforms before your very eyes. You were never meant to live by sight alone. You were meant to see with the eye of faith, to create with the power of belief, to call forth the unseen with the certainty that it is already yours. And when you master this, you will never again ask, "Is it possible?" You will simply know. And in that knowing, the world will bow to your command, and the unseen will reveal itself in perfect form, just as you have believed. Faith is the hidden force that shapes all reality. It is the quiet yet undeniable power that stands behind every creation, every transformation, and every miracle the world has ever witnessed. Those who grasp its significance understand that they are never at the mercy of circumstances. They are not bound by the limitations of the past, nor are they subject to the whims of fate. Instead, they stand as masters of their destiny, architects of their world, shaping and molding life according to the vision they hold within. Look upon the world and see it for what it truly is, a mirror reflecting back to you the contents of your mind. If you wish to change what appears before you, you must first change what you believe to be true. The unseen forces of life move in response to your assumptions, your convictions, your unwavering certainty that what you claim in faith is already yours. It does not matter whether the outer world has caught up yet. It does not matter whether others see what you see. What matters is that you hold your belief so firmly, so completely, that the world has no choice but to conform. Most people live their lives in quiet resignation, believing they are bound by what they can see, hear, and touch. They believe in struggle because struggle is what they have always known. They believe in scarcity because scarcity is what has been presented to them. But this is not truth. This is merely conditioning. The moment they dare to believe in something greater, the moment they embrace faith as their guide, the entire structure of their world begins to shift. Do not look to the world to affirm what is possible. Do not wait for permission to believe in your own power. The evidence you seek will not come from the outside, it will come from within. If you dare to believe in your unseen potential, if you dare to accept that your desires are already fulfilled, you will witness reality bending in ways you never imagined possible. The great figures of history, those who shaped nations, who defied the odds, who created masterpieces, who turned dreams into reality, had one thing in common. They did not wait for the world to tell them what was possible. They knew, they moved in faith, acting as though the unseen was already visible, as though their vision was already reality. And because they did, the world had no choice but to catch up. This is the great secret that few truly understand. The world does not create your beliefs create your world. If you assume yourself to be limited, you will see nothing but limitations. If you assume yourself to be abundant, you will find abundance flowing into your life from all directions. If you assume yourself to be powerless, you will remain powerless. But the moment you shift your assumption, the moment you declare, "It is done," everything begins to change. You must walk in the state of the wish fulfilled. You must live as though what you desire is already yours. You must feel the joy of having, the satisfaction of receiving, the confidence of knowing. And when you do, the unseen will move in ways that defy explanation. The people, the circumstances, the opportunities, all will begin to align in perfect harmony with the reality you have accepted within. Doubt is the only thing that can stand in your way. The moment you entertain the thought that perhaps it will not happen, that perhaps you are mistaken, that perhaps you have been foolish to believe, you delay the very thing you seek. But if you hold firm, if you remain unwavering, if you refuse to be shaken by appearances, the unseen must become seen. It is not a question of if, it is only a matter of when. Many will tell you to be realistic, to accept things as they are, to settle for what seems possible. But faith does not concern itself with what seems possible. Faith moves mountains. Faith parts seas. Faith transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. If you are willing to stand firm in your conviction, if you are willing to see with the eye of faith rather than the eye of flesh, you will come to know a power greater than anything the world has taught you to believe. You do not need to know how it will happen. You do not need to concern yourself with the mechanics of manifestation. That is not your work. Your work is to believe, to assume, to persist, to remain unshaken no matter what appears before you. The world may tell you that your desires are impossible. Circumstances may suggest that nothing is changing, but hold fast. The world is merely catching up to what you have already claimed in faith. It may take days, weeks, or even months, but what you have accepted as truth will manifest in its perfect time. There is no need to strain, no need to force, no need to worry. Creation is effortless when it is done from the place of certainty. When you align yourself with faith, you no longer struggle to make things happen, you allow them to unfold. You no longer chase opportunities, they find you. You no longer seek confirmation, the world confirms what you have already declared within. This is the secret of all great success, the foundation of all true power. You must believe before you see. The moment you wait for proof before you believe, you have already placed yourself in a position of doubt. But the moment you declare that what you desire is already yours, the unseen begins to shift. The currents of existence begin to move, and reality begins to rearrange itself to bring forth that which you have accepted as true. Hold fast to your vision. Walk with the confidence of one who already possesses that which they seek. Speak not of what is lacking, but of what is already done. Feel the reality of your desire as though it were already present, and know, without a shadow of doubt, that it must come to pass. For in the realm of faith, nothing is impossible, and all things are already yours. Faith is not a mere idea. It is the force that governs all creation. It does not ask whether something is possible. It declares it so. It does not wait for circumstances to confirm its truth. It moves forward in absolute conviction, knowing that the unseen is more real than what the senses perceive. When you truly grasp this, you will never again hesitate, never again look to the world for permission to believe. You will stand in your own authority, knowing that what you accept as true within must eventually manifest without. Look at the vastness of creation. The stars, the oceans, the mountains. None of these things appeared by chance. They were spoken into existence, brought forth by an unseen intelligence that knew no limitation, no restriction, no impossibility. And this same power resides within you. It is the power of assumption, the power of belief, the power of absolute faith in the unseen. The moment you claim something as your own, the moment you declare it to be real, the wheels of creation begin to turn in your favor. But to those who waver, to those who believe one moment and doubt the next, reality remains unchanged. For faith is not a temporary state, it is a way of being. It is a constant, unwavering certainty that what is desired is already yours. And this is where so many fail, not because they lack power, but because they lack persistence. They allow what their eyes see to dictate what they believe, rather than allowing what they believe to dictate what their eyes will see. And so, if you would only hold firm, if you would only refuse to accept anything less than the fulfillment of your desires, you would see miracles unfold before you. You would witness reality shifting in ways that defy logic, ways that seem impossible to those who rely only on the evidence of the senses. But to you, it would be no surprise, for you would know that faith does not bend to the world. The world bends to faith. The great secret is this: the moment you assume something to be true, it is true. It may not yet be visible, but it is already taking shape, already moving toward manifestation. And if you persist, if you do not waver, if you refuse to be shaken by appearances, it must come to pass. It is not a question of if, but when. And when it does, you will look back and realize that it was never in doubt, that the outcome was certain from the very beginning. The world will always test you. It will present you with reasons to doubt, reasons to fear, reasons to give up. But these are mere illusions, shadows attempting to distract you from the truth. And the truth is this: what you hold in faith, you will hold in your hands. What you see within, you will see without. What you assume to be real will become real. Do not be like those who wait for proof before believing. Do not be like those who look to the world for confirmation before they dare to assume their desires are already fulfilled. Be among those who know, who walk in confidence, who act as though their dreams are already reality. For these are the ones who shape the world, who move mountains, who create something out of nothing. I think when you walk in faith, you are no longer bound by the past. You are no longer limited by what has been. You stand in the realm of infinite possibility, knowing that you are the creator of your own experience. And in this knowing, you become unstoppable. Nothing can stand in your way, nothing can deny you, nothing can hold you back. Because the world must conform to the reality you hold within. You are not small. You are not weak, you are not subject to fate or chance. You are the master of your destiny, the creator of your world, the force that brings the unseen into being. And when you accept this fully, when you embrace faith as your guiding principle, you will see wonders beyond imagination. You will live a life of boundless possibility, where the only limits that exist are those you refuse to believe in. There is no need to ask when your desires will come to pass. There is no need to ask how they will unfold. That is not your concern. Your only concern is to believe, to assume, to persist in the knowing that what you have claimed is already yours. And when you do, reality will rearrange itself to reflect your assumption, and you will stand as living proof that faith is the key to all things. Now go forth, not as one who hopes, but as one who knows, not as one who waits, but as one who acts in certainty. For what you have accepted in faith is already done, and nothing in this world can keep it from you. Faith is not passive. It is a living force, an active energy that shapes and molds the world according to your belief. It does not hesitate, it does not waver, it moves with certainty, knowing that what is assumed in the mind must be expressed in reality. If you understand this, truly understand it, then you will never again look to the world for confirmation. You will no longer wait for proof, no longer seek validation from the outside. You will know that what you have accepted within is already yours, and because you know, it must come to pass. Everything in your life is a reflection of your most dominant beliefs. Look around you. Your circumstances, your experiences, your relationships, all of these are mirrors, faithfully showing you the assumptions you have held within. If you wish to change the reflection, do not attempt to manipulate the mirror. Do not struggle against the outer world trying to force it to change. Instead, turn inward. Change the assumption, and the world must follow. You do not need effort, you need certainty. You do not need to fight against what is, you need to assume what will be. There is no power in struggle, no magic in resistance. The only true power is found in the quiet confidence of absolute faith. And when you move in this faith, when you carry yourself with the assurance of one who already possesses what they seek, the unseen forces of life respond in ways beyond comprehension. Most people live by what they see. They look at their bank accounts, their circumstances, their conditions, and they allow these things to determine what they believe is possible. But faith does not work this way. Faith does not concern itself with what is. It concerns itself with what will be. It does not accept limitations, for it knows that the only limits that exist are the ones imposed by belief. If you accept struggle, you will experience struggle. If you accept ease, life will flow effortlessly. If you accept lack, you will find yourself always wanting. But if you accept abundance, you will watch as the world reshapes itself to provide it. The key to all manifestation is this: live from the end. Do not wait to see results before you believe. Do not wait for confirmation before you assume. Assume now, believe now, feel now, step into the state of the wish fulfilled now, and the world will adjust accordingly. You must occupy the reality you desire mentally and emotionally before it can become physically tangible. There is no mystery to this, it is law. The world has no choice but to reflect what you hold to be true. If you desire love, you must become love within yourself. If you desire success, you must embody success in your mind before it ever reaches your hands. Do not seek outwardly, create inwardly. Assume the feeling of already being the person you wish to be, and watch as life unfolds in ways you never expected. Doubt is the destroyer of all things. It is the silent thief that robs you of your dreams before they can ever take form. The moment you allow doubt to creep in, you disrupt the process of creation. The moment you question whether your desires will come to pass, you introduce resistance. But faith knows no resistance. Faith does not ask if, it only declares. It is done. You must train yourself to stand unwavering in your assumption. No matter what the outer world presents, no matter how things may appear, hold to the reality you have created within. If you desire health, do not wait for your body to confirm it, feel it now. If you desire wealth, do not wait for money to appear. Walk with the confidence of one who already possesses abundance. If you desire success, do not wait for recognition. Carry yourself as though success is already yours. The world will attempt to shake you, to make you question your faith, to convince you that you are only dreaming. But do not be fooled. Reality is not what is seen, it is what is believed. The moment you accept something as true in your mind, the process of manifestation has begun. And if you do not waver, if you do not allow fear to uproot the seed you have planted, you will watch as what was once unseen becomes undeniable. It is not your job to determine how your desires will manifest. Do not concern yourself with methods, with timing, with logic. These things belong to the realm of the unseen, governed by forces far greater than human understanding. Your only task is to assume, to believe, and to remain steadfast in your faith. The how will take care of itself. You do not chase, you attract. You do not strive, you allow. You do not beg, you declare. This is the nature of faith. It does not plead, it does not wish, it knows. And when you truly know, when you step into the certainty that what you have assumed is already done, life must bend to your will. The unseen must take shape, the invisible must become visible, and the impossible must become inevitable. Most people live as though they are powerless, as though they are at the mercy of fate. They believe they must work tirelessly, struggle endlessly, push against obstacles just to achieve the smallest victories. But this is not the way of creation. The greatest achievements, the most remarkable successes, the most profound transformations have never come from struggle, they have come from faith, from the unwavering conviction that reality is shaped from within, not dictated from without. You are not weak, you are not insignificant, you are not bound by circumstance. You are the creator of your own experience, the master of your own world. And the moment you accept this, the moment you embrace the truth that what you assume must become real, you will step into a life of limitless possibility. The unseen is not distant, it is not something separate from you, it is here, now, waiting for you to claim it. The life you desire is already yours in the realm of faith, already formed in the invisible, waiting to be called forth into the visible. But you must accept it as real before it can appear. You must move as though it has already happened, live as though it is already yours, walk as though you already possess it. This is the only requirement, not effort, not struggle, not force, only belief. Only the absolute, unwavering certainty that what you have accepted in faith is already done. And when you live in this certainty, when you refuse to entertain any thought that contradicts your assumption, the unseen must become seen, the formless must take shape. The world must move in ways that align with the reality you have claimed. Do not wait for the world to change before you believe. Believe and the world will change. Do not wait for circumstances to improve before you feel joy. Feel joy now and watch as circumstances improve. Do not wait for proof before you trust in the power within you. Trust now and the proof will come. Everything you desire is already here. Everything you seek is already yours. The only thing required is that you assume it, that you accept it, that you believe in it so fully that the world has no choice but to make it visible. This is the nature of faith. It does not wait for signs, it creates them. It does not ask for permission, it declares its own truth. And when you live in this truth, when you walk in this knowing, nothing is impossible, nothing is out of reach, nothing can stand between you and the life you were meant to live. Hold firm, stand unwavering, assume the best, and it must come to pass. Know that the unseen is already yours, and watch as the world aligns itself to your belief. For faith is the only key, the only power, the only force that can turn the invisible into reality. And when you embrace it fully, when you embody it completely, you will no longer ask if your desires will manifest. You will only say, "It is done." Faith is the great unseen power that moves mountains, parts seas, and bends reality to the conviction of the one who dares to believe. It is not merely a hope or a wish, but an unshakable knowing, a force so absolute that nothing in the world can stand against it. Those who walk by faith do not live according to what their senses tell them. They live according to what they know to be true in the unseen realm. And because they do, they bring forth into existence that which others deem impossible. You are not here to be a passive observer of life. You are not meant to drift aimlessly, subject to the winds of chance, hoping that something good will come your way. No, you are here to create, to shape, to manifest from the unseen into the seen. The entire world is responding to you at every moment, aligning itself with the assumptions you hold, the beliefs you carry, the truths you accept as reality. And when you understand this, you will no longer wait for life to happen to you. You will make it happen from within. Most people walk through life asleep, unaware that they are the cause of their own experiences. They react to the world as though they are powerless, believing that life is something that happens to them rather than something that unfolds from them. But the truth is this: life is a mirror, a reflection of what you hold to be true in the depths of your being. If you accept lack, you will see lack. If you accept struggle, you will experience struggle. But the moment you shift your belief, the moment you declare, "I am already that which I seek," the world begins to change in response. You cannot see air, but you know it is there. You cannot see the roots of a tree beneath the earth, but you know they exist. In the same way, you may not yet see the fulfillment of your desires, but they are already taking form in the unseen. And if you persist in the belief that they are yours, if you refuse to entertain any thought of doubt, they must appear in your physical reality. The greatest mistake people make is looking to the outer world for confirmation before they believe. They say, "I will believe it when I see it," but this is not how faith works. Faith declares, "I will see it because I believe it." Faith does not wait for proof, it creates the proof. It does not look to the world for signs, it is the sign. There is no need to strive, no need to struggle, no need to force things into being. The moment you accept something as real in your mind, the process of manifestation begins. But you must hold firm. You must remain unwavering in your conviction. You must walk as though it is already done, speak as though it is already done, feel as though it is already done. And when you do, reality will move to accommodate the truth you have claimed. Doubt is the only thing that can delay your manifestation. The moment you begin to question whether it is possible, the moment you entertain the idea that it might not happen, you introduce resistance. You create a gap between yourself and what you desire. But faith allows no gaps, no hesitation, no uncertainty. It is whole, complete, absolute. And when you hold this absolute certainty, when you refuse to be swayed by appearances, the world must bend to match your belief. Do not look at your present circumstances as proof of what is possible. Your current reality is only a reflection of past beliefs, past assumptions, past states of mind. If you want to change what is, you must first change what you assume to be true. You must dare to believe in something greater, something unseen, something that exists beyond the limitations of the senses. And when you do, that unseen reality will take form before your very eyes. You are not bound by time, you are not subject to delays. The only thing that determines when your desires will manifest is your willingness to accept them as already done. The moment you step into the feeling of already having, already being, already possessing, the unseen moves to bring it forth. But if you hesitate, if you waver between belief and doubt, you delay the very thing you seek. Think of the great visionaries, the ones who changed the world. They did not wait for proof before they believed in their dreams. They did not ask for permission before they stepped into their greatness. They simply knew. They assumed the reality of their vision before anyone else could see it. And because they did, the world was forced to catch up. This is the secret to all success, the foundation of all miracles. You must first believe, and then you will see. You must claim your desires in faith, embody them, live from them. And when you do, life will rearrange itself to match the truth you have declared. You are not small, you are not powerless, you are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are the creator of your own experience, the master of your own world. The moment you accept this, the moment you take full ownership of your creative power, you will watch as the unseen bends to your will. There is no force outside of you that can deny you what is already yours. There is no obstacle that can stand in your way. The only question is, do you believe? Not partially, not hesitantly, but with absolute certainty. For if you do, if you truly believe, then it is already done. Do not concern yourself with how, do not concern yourself with when. These things are not your responsibility. Your only task is to assume the reality you desire, to walk in it, to feel it as though it were already true. And when you do, the world must conform. For faith is the greatest force in existence, the bridge between what is unseen and what is seen, the key that unlocks all that you desire. You do not need to wait another moment. You do not need to seek outwardly for signs. Simply decide that it is already done. Accept it, believe it, live in it, and watch as the unseen becomes seen, the impossible becomes inevitable, and your reality transforms before your very eyes. And so I leave you with this truth. Faith is not something you wait to feel, nor is it something you earn through effort or struggle. It is a decision, a choice, an unshakable knowing that what you have claimed in the unseen is already yours. It is the bridge between desire and fulfillment, between longing and realization, between dreaming and living. Do not wait for signs. Do not hesitate in doubt. Step boldly into the knowing that what you believe must come to pass. Hold fast to your vision, refuse to accept anything less, and walk as one who already possesses all that they seek. For life is but a mirror, reflecting back the assumptions you hold within. Believe in your power, believe in your worth, believe that the unseen is already seen, and watch as the world reshapes itself to match your faith. You are not waiting for your destiny to unfold, you are creating it. So declare it done, live as though it is already yours, and let faith unlock the unseen before your very eyes.